I'm so happy to be joined by the one and only Todd Howard here on the chilly mountaintop, which is appropriate because Elder Scrolls V Skyrim actually takes place in, well, some very large mountains.
Yeah, it takes place in Skyrim, obviously, which is the northernmost province in Tamriel, which is the fantasy world that the Elder Scrolls takes place in. So it's the original home of men, really rugged, has really good culture, good tone for a game like this. Then you add dragons and it gets even better.
I know you guys aren't talking too much about story, but what's kind of the setup? What puts you as the player in Skyrim?
We don't quite explain it in the beginning of the game. You're being led to your execution. We want to keep that kind of a mystery, and then what happens after that. But you do find out you are Dragonborn. And so the mystery of why the dragons have returned and your role in that is really what drives the story and the main quest of the game.
On the surface, this looks like, it looks like an Elder Scrolls game, but there's a lot of big changes that you've done, especially in the combat. It's become very, very visceral, and there's dual wielding.
You put what you want in your hand. So, you just equip, I want to put spell here, sword, shield, and that defines your character more than, an early choice you would make in the game. Like, I want to be a wizard, I want to be a warrior. We don't do that. You pick your race, and then it's how you play the game. No matter what we do with a game like this, you're going to be doing a lot of combat. Even though it's a role-playing game, we kind of walk that line. We want you to be in control of your character and reward you for what skills you're using.
A huge change, which I think is quite revolutionary, is you've taken out the core stats, strength, intelligence, those things, because you sort of see them as redundant with the skills that are really kind of driving how your character plays.
So we have a lot of stats, though. We still, we have the 18 skills, and we have the 3 main attributes. We had 8 other attributes in Oblivion, but we found they all affected other things. That was actually a change we didn't have in the beginning of the project that we did later when we realized when I level up and I want to affect my magicka, I'd rather just increase my magicka as opposed to increasing my intelligence, which then affects my magicka. So we still have everything those attributes did are still in the game. They're just in other places, whether that's a skill or whether that's a perk or whether that's either magicka, health, stamina. All of your skills affect your leveling. We found people who, we tested internally, they do mix it up.
Then there are perks. Obviously, we know about perks from Fallout 3 that you worked on, but how does that figure into the skills and how you level up in the game?
Leveling up in Fallout 3 is a lot of fun because of the perks. So now we have perk trees for each skill. So when you level up, you can then look at there's a perk tree for a one-handed skill, and you have 12 to 20 perks that do lots of different things, from different moves to different damage, and it just makes the act of leveling up a lot more fun. It also makes it so that you're defining your character as you level up and do things.
Now, one thing we haven't gotten to is dragons. Dragons are kind of central to the game.
Exactly.
How are you incorporating dragons and the dragon shout that the player has, which is a whole new type of power?
The whole main quest revolves around dragons have returned, and you as Dragonborn, you do learn their language, and their language becomes these words of power, and it's what makes you unique. You can put whatever you want in your hand, and you're doing magic or swords and stuff, but then you also have shouts. When a dragon ends up on the screen, not only is it visually have this big impact, and you feel scared, and it's hunting you, but there's this gameplay device where you're getting in these shout battles with dragons, almost like dragon debate.
What do you think is the trick to incorporate a dragon in an effective way in a video game?
I mean, it took us a lot of time. 2 years of a team of guys programming, doing art, really coming together and saying, how can we make this feel the way you expect it to feel when you read it in fantasy or you see it in movies. They are another creature. They're not scripted much, at all, except for some places where we say we definitely want one here. When they're off and fighting, they're doing their thing. And they really came a long way. And initially we were very conservative with how we'd use them, but now we treat them like any other creature.
So you can just kind of go wandering through Skyrim, and if you happen upon a dragon, well, you're gonna have to deal with it.
And you can see them far away, because we're drawing all the way. You can see a dragon circling a mountain, over there, and you're like, I'm not gonna go that way. I'm gonna go this way.
And with these animations with the dragons and that draw distance, it's because you're also using a new piece of tech. You're calling the
creation engine.
Yeah.
We've came off of Fallout 3 with a big laundry list of things that we wanted to do technically. We thought maybe we should wait for the next console cycle because we're going to reboot Elder Scrolls. But we felt there was so much we could do. We rewrote the whole renderer. We have shadows, new animation system, new scripting, new interface, all new graphics and gameplay. And so we decided to call it the Creation Engine because it was new enough. And then we have the Creation Kit that goes with it that lets all the modders out there use it and make lots of cool new stuff.
All right, so now you whetted the appetite. When is Skyrim coming out?
11/11/11,
Yes.
November 11th.
Easy to remember,
Yes.
and obviously PC, 360, and
Absolutely.
PS3.
Yep.
All right, Todd, cannot wait to talk to
Thanks.
you again
Great to see
about
you.
Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.